Ladies, welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on my channel I talk about hypergamy, femininity, elegance, leveling up, and everything you need to attract the right masculine provider for you. So if any of that sounds like something you would enjoy, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel and subscribe if you like it. Today we're going to be talking all about why rich men would want women like you. Now, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because I think that there's a bit of like a misconception, right? The idea that a rich man would only want to marry other rich women, or that, people in the affluent community are only going to marry other people in the affluent community. And part of that is a little bit true. That's why it's so important that you level up, that you become a familiar face, that you start to network and build your network. But you also have to understand that, like, if every rich man or every, affluent person had to find a match in their own, small, very niche community in the world, there would be a lot of single people, and that's not exactly the desirable option. So we're going to talk about why it is that men like this would want to be with a woman like you. And I hope that it just serves as a little bit of inspiration. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first point that I'd like to make here, ladies, is that companionship is a completely normal human desire. Now, it is almost a little bit weird to have to explain that companionship is a normal thing to want, but I mean, welcome to the internet. Some of the loudest voices that we have are these people who are extremely abnormal, right? Especially men who are just, I'm not here to diagnose anyone, but honestly, psychopaths and sociopaths, people who generally do not regard human life as worth anything, who are extremely narcissistic and who are just in it to say the most triggering and most upsetting thing for attention and shock value to make themselves go viral. We're not even going to talk about, specific names, because if you know, you know, but honestly, continuing to engage with these people is just getting them further in their career, and that's not what it is that I want to do. If you get it, you get what I'm talking about. And all of that discourse is just so extremely out of step with the reality of the world, right? It is normal for people, men and women, to desire companionship. Most people are not sociopaths, they're not psychopaths. They care about other people. They want to care about other people. They want love. They want romance. They want companionship. And that includes men, especially men. I would honestly say that, just given like my experience in the world, I know more men who are incredibly wealthy, and what they want most in the world is love, right? And I don't mean that in like a frou-frou like fairy tale way. I mean, before they want the house, before they want, like a house on the hills or a Ferrari, or I don't know, even like a private jet or something, or like a yacht that they call a boat. Right, before they want any of that, they want a wife. They want a woman who is going to love them, to care about them, someone for them to love, for them to give love to, right? They want companionship. It's an incredibly high priority. I would say probably the highest priority in the lives of most men and women, right? Companionship is a normal thing to be seeking. So that is the first thing that I wanted to say here. Don't let people who are like weirdos on the internet convince you that women are somehow like not important, or that men just don't want women because they don't have like utility value. That is a person who has like deep mental disturbances. Just think about normal people and the fact that they do in fact want companionship, because that is the first thing that we really have to understand to get anywhere else. Now, the next point I want to make is that human nature compels us to share amazing experiences. Think about, the point of, having all of this wealth, all of the things that unlocks in the life of a man, right? He now, instead of having to work in exchange for money, right? Sell his time for money. He now has free time to do whatever it is that he wants to do in the world. And whatever his values are, whether he he is somebody who wants to work building businesses, building brands, or he wants to travel the world, right? If he's somebody who values culture and experiences, if he just, likes to be on the jet set circuit and he likes to go to all of the fun and happening events all over the world, or maybe he is interested in philanthropy and, he likes to go to galas and charities and all of that. Whatever his passion is, whatever he's doing with his time that is, so amazing and so unbelievably, fulfilling for him, he wants to share that with other people. It is normal to want to share amazing experiences with another person. Think about the last time that if you've ever done something, alone, for example, and you've witnessed, incredible beauty. Maybe you went to Niagara Falls, or you went to see the Grand Canyon or something, if maybe you're a little bit more outdoorsy. Whatever you've done, maybe it's visiting Paris for the first time, or seeing the Eiffel Tower in person. Whatever it is that does it for you, think about what that experience would be like completely alone versus having another person there to share it with, especially if that person is somebody that you love, that you care about. You care about their pleasure. You care about seeing the look on their face when they experience something for the first time, right? It is normal to want to share these amazing experiences with other people, and men want to do that too. They want to have somebody with them to enjoy this luxurious vacation they're going on. They want to have somebody with them to, just sit on the beach and relax and talk a little bit, just talk about how they are and their lives and their interests. They want to have somebody with them during all of these amazing moments and experiences to share them, because that makes it feel more real in a sense. It makes it feel like it's really happening, and it also boosts the pleasure that we're feeling when other people around us are also feeling pleasure. They're also feeling good. So that's just something to think about. Now, the next point I want to make here is that solitude is an incredible burden, and it's difficult for anyone, especially men, right? So let's say that you don't really, buy all of that frou-frou stuff, the romance, the da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I get it, but I am, if you didn't know, I do have a job. I am a scientist in a literal sense, but that is a topic for another day. But one of the things that I look the most at when I'm making decisions are the numbers. Right? And if you just look at the numbers don't lie. Like, at the end of the day, the empirical data is right there. And it will tell you that men are feeling lonely. They are feeling lonelier than women. And men are seeking to remedy that loneliness through all classes, right? From lower classes to high social classes. They're seeking to remedy that loneliness through partnership, right? Options for a long time now have been diminishing for heterosexual men, particularly in the United States, and younger men are getting lonelier and lonelier. There are lots of older men who have had incredibly long periods of loneliness, and that has resulted in, a very high demand for women to partner with that is outsized to the amount of women that are available for partnership, right? Men literally represent 62% of dating app users in and of itself, right? On any dating app that you go on, the majority of users are men. Right? And that is just, actual factual data. The majority of people looking for love in the dating market right now, a majority of those people are heterosexual men. And that has happened for many, many reasons. In contrast, a lot of women, right, we tend to fulfill our need for love and connection in various ways, right? Women tend to be more communal by nature, right? A lot of women have relationships where they can feel love and get love that are not necessarily romantic. For example, there are a lot of women who get love from their family relationships because they invest so much into them. They get love from their, friendships. Women tend to have, long-lasting and long-enduring friendships at way higher rates than a lot of men. where they can really feel as though they have intimacy with somebody, even like a small thing like having somebody, you know, like read to you on the phone while you're journaling. Like women tend to engage in a lot of things like that really make them feel like they have true intimacy in their lives, even among their platonic friends, whereas men really don't. And beyond that, a lot of women, you know, even have better relationships with their coworkers. There are women, believe it or not, I know a lot of these women who have very long-term relationships with the people that they work with. They throw potlucks and dinners, they go out to celebrate when they have accomplishments. They have very good relationships, even among their coworkers, and that's another source of love and community for them, in a sense. Whereas a lot of men are really only getting love from their romantic relationships. And we need to look no further. Again, like if you doubt even like the semblance of like that emotional semblance, right, you can definitely lean on empirical observation. You can see how this is manifesting in the lives of Black women in America in particular, who have seen a lot of men in their own community either be, you know, incarcerated or dead through, you know, epidemics of violence, or men who are just, you know, victims of trauma and have turned into whole life ruiners. Whole life ruiners. We're talking like Wendy Williams' ex-husband, right? B. Simone, the chef from the 90s, the woman who, when she was, you know, dying of Alzheimer's and dementia, she had to wake up every morning confused about who she was, where she was, why her husband was with some white woman in her own home, right? Men who are like that, who are whole life ruiners. A lot of Black women have seen men like this and they're just like, you know what, I'm good. And they have really pioneered, you know, the way to live their lives as people and have community, have love, have intimacy, and get that from other places that are not their romantic relationships. But a lot of men are just not there with them. They are not living life like a Tracy Ellis Ross or or some other, I'm slipping on like a lot of names of actresses right now, but if you know, you know. There are lots of, you know, especially right now in our culture, single Black women over 50, they look radiant, they look amazing, they look fulfilled, they're confident, they're happy, and they're just glad to be here, and their relationships are really giving them everything that they need, right? So look no further than the data. At the end of the day, a majority of the men are the ones who are pursuing relationships, and that is something that you should really remember, because you don't want to like talk yourself into thinking that you are the person who is trying to force a relationship on the man. No, you are definitely providing something that men are looking for, and that is something important to remember. Now ladies, that's going to be it for me today in this video. If you've enjoyed it, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I talk about femininity, elegance, leveling up, and hypergamy. So if any of that sounds like it appeals to you, then please subscribe to my channel below and leave a like if you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye!